Well, everyone, it's 2024, so I hope you got some time to relax, spend time with family and friends, and play some games. We've certainly gotten some incredible games this year, like Baldur's Gate, Armored Core, Spider-Man 2, you name it. Obviously, it hasn't all been good. We've got some Gollum-likes this year, including but not limited to Gollum, The Walking Dead Destinies, that weird Kong game, The Day Before, Redfall. So in a year with so many incredible releases that we might never have again, we also got a bunch of crap games too. And what I want to sort of share my thoughts on today is a game that was going to release this year but has been pushed back to February of 2024, and that is Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. Yes, I'm sure at this point you've no doubt seen it making the rounds on social media and in the gaming news cycle. And I think I'm dropping the most tepid take in existence when I say that I think Suicide Squad is shaping up to be another live service disappointment. So in case you don't know, I've been sleeping under a rock. The Suicide Squad game is being developed by Rocksteady, the guys who made the Batman Arkham trilogy, and it follows the 4 members of Task Force X, or the Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, King Shark, and an Australian, as they go to Metropolis, which is sort of like the DC Universe version of like New York, I guess. And their job is to literally kill the Justice League because they've all been brainwashed by Brainiac. And when I saw the reveal for this game, I was cautiously optimistic because I think the Suicide Squad movie was sort of out at that point. And I went, wow, these are the guys that made the Batman games. Those 3 games were like incredible. There's no way this can miss, right? I mean, Batman Arkham was a series that set trends. It innovated a combat system that's been replicated across countless games. They made the switch to open world, and they made open worlds that weren't giant, bloated messes of map markers and towers. Point is, Rocksteady's Arkham series set the trends. Suicide Squad looks like it's going to shamelessly chase them. From what WB and Rocksteady have revealed to us, it looks like this game's got all the trappings of a live service. We've got the battle passes proudly shown off on the character screen to evoke that fear of missing out for those cosmetics. That Destiny-style gear system so we can get those lovely artificial grind walls to sink the hooks in and bloat that monthly active user count. And of course, you can't have a live service without that bog standard commitment to 3 years of free content post-launch. And honestly, like from the gameplay I saw, the only thing that stood out to me as something noteworthy was like the traversal system and the animations. The animations, especially for characters like Harley Quinn, actually look really high quality, and the traversal for each character looks sort of unique and fun. I appreciate how they tried to make everyone move around the world differently. And from what I've seen on the RPG side of things, the loot gives you like small bonuses, like 1% to this when you do this type deal. I've seen Harley Quinn's skill tree, which is from a video that I'll link. It seems to be sort of the very easy to digest kind of RPG building where it's like, do this action and get plus 5% to this. And that sort of continues down the skill tree. It's kind of like the Borderlands style with the 3 different skill trees. When I look at the skill trees, they just sort of look kind of basic, but again, the game's not even out yet. I've seen a small slice. Hopefully it's a little more in depth. But yeah, it just sort of looks like those easy to digest build systems. It gives me like Destiny 2 vibes where it's like, get the resource and then spend it. Harley's is like, kill someone and get a little better at killing every time you do it. And I've seen you like go for the melee hits and you can juggle people with air combos. That looks cool. The shooting looks fine, I guess. But it's very possible in this kind of a game that the sort of combo system they set up is just going to get ignored entirely in favor of just sort of shooting things in the face. Because it's just that style of RPG, right? And with regards to the shooting, why does everyone use guns? Rocksteady did an awesome job with like the Batman combat with free flow, which sort of distilled the essence of Batman into one system. The punching and the countering works for Batman, considering how he fights, but it's become so good that the system has been replicated across so many different games now. And you think that Rocksteady, putting so much effort into how every character moves across the world, you think they'd do the same thing to their combat, but every character at the end just shoots everything in the face, even in their official gameplay. Even in that first Suicide Squad movie that everybody hated, everyone fought with some special style and some special flavor. And of course, I need to point out the absolute car bomb to the eyes that is the UI, and every enemy just sort of looks like a purple blob dude, but those are overplayed, but it's worth mentioning. And even from the moment that sort of people found out that there'd be battle passes and stuff in this game, sentiment against this game has been overwhelmingly negative. Like, if you're watching this game anywhere around January 2024, IGN's video for this game is something titled like, "We played Suicide Squad and we didn't like it." Like, that's crazy. You don't really hear that from a major gaming outlet like IGN nowadays. And even watching the community sentiment decline from like, "Oh my god, Rocksteady is making a new game," to, "Oh, it's one of those games." Interestingly though, they just lifted the NDA from their alpha test. I don't know exactly when they had that, but to me that screams sort of damage control. And from Paul Tassi's article, which I'll link, it looks like a lot of people have been having sort of positive impressions of the game. So obviously that's up in the air, right? The game is not out yet. The game comes out in a month. So it may be worth it for $5 on sale, or it may be worth it right away, but I think for this game, it's probably a safe bet to wait for some reviews. Because even I thought when I first saw that gameplay, it's like, oh, this is a really fun, like, it's going to be sort of DC Universe Crackdown. And then I saw the gear system and the damage numbers, and I knew sort of where this game was going. And as a side note, I really don't think superheroes work with a gear system. Like, it's already been proven with Marvel's Avengers this doesn't work. Like, what reason would Iron Man have to be picking up, like, +1 damage repulsor beams? It's just weird, doesn't fit the character. I feel like it fits the Suicide Squad maybe a little more, because Amanda Waller kicks them out of Arkham, so they have to sort of arm up, but again, you don't really need to pick up +1 LexCorp pistol to fight Brainiac. I don't know, all guns are guns. That's sort of weird to me. Tangent aside, what I'm trying to say here is, this looks like a game once again with systems built more for player retention than player fun. The current studio boss can try and downplay this all he wants and disassociate from the live service label, but at the end of the day, this bears all the elements of the games as a service crap that have been bogging down games and studios as of late. I'm sure that Rocksteady is full of very passionate people, and I'm sure they're putting lots of love and care into this game. You can see it, but I think the overall design is coming right from a boardroom from Warner Bros. Executives who saw the profitability of Destiny and went, "Man, I want a piece of that pie." Never mind how currently disenfranchised Destiny fans are with their game right now, and how with a studio with billions of dollars like Bungie, it's still impossible to keep them satiated. But you know what? Just keep throwing live services at the wall. I'm sure one will stick eventually. And from what I've seen about Suicide Squad, it doesn't even look like it has some kind of endgame grind of any kind, like no post-game content past the story, which makes me think that this game was sort of retooled into a live service in the 11th hour. And if it launches without any endgame, it's probably going to kill any chance of a hardened player base from forming, like a core player base, considering that those are the people that at least stick it out to the endgame. Those are my thoughts on Suicide Squad. It's a bit of a rushed rant, but I wanted to talk about this one and get it out quick. I want to make more videos in 2024 about really anything, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know. But thank you for watching, take care, and have a great 2024.